There we go. Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and you are watching the 2025 Olhausen Raxx Mezz Invitational here in West Hempstead, New York. I am doing this match. It's the B-side matchup between Ashley Rice and Ayala Soledad. I'm being joined in the booth by Derek Pigursky, Mr. Ann Arbor Derek himself.
Yeah. Excited. This looks like a pretty good match coming up.
So we're just waiting for the tournament director, Mr. Dean Raisler, the president of the WPBA as well, to finish his player announcements. And when they do, we'll get this show on the road. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be in action shortly. All right. Hey, everybody. So while we're waiting for Dean to finish all the player announcements, let's kind of just talk about what's going on in the room. So if you want to follow along with the brackets, you can go to digitalpool.com. Our WPBA Olhausen Raxx Mezz Invitational. Search that in the search bar under the tournaments tab, and you will be able to find our bracket. So today we're starting with B-side matchups. Some of the B-side matchups in the room right now are Sarah Roca and June Myers. Obviously, our feature matchup, Ayala Soledad and Ashley Rice, Sandy Chang and Rachel Lang, Dawn Hopkins and Crystal DePelsmaker, Sakura Muramatsu versus Susan Mello, Susan Williams and Brianna Miller, Beast Mode, Dawn Fox and Kim Hausman, Sarah Miller versus Maite Ropero, Amanda Mann, Lisa Cassette, Tara Connor and Donna Selman, Betsy Sudholm and Emily Chang, Kia Burwell and Tina Larson, Julie Madliner and Stephanie Mitchell, Boyana Sadic and Debbie Tykert, Shanna Lewis and Caroline Powell, and Billy Billings and Chanel Lorraine. So those are the starting matches for the B side, and those will advance into a 2 o'clock round against quite a field of ladies that are already sitting on the B side. This is a treacherous tournament. Some of the ladies that are still on the A side in this event, we've got Christina Tpke versus Sophia Mast today at 5 o'clock. Savannah Easton and Kaylee McIntosh. Wei Su Chen and Nita Torvin. Bean and Pia Filler. Margarita Fefalova and Che Yu Cho, which will be our feature match at 5 o'clock on the feature table. Veronique Menard and Allison Fisher. Christina Zlateva and Pearl Chiang. Janet Atwell and Olivia Chang. Those ladies are all still currently on the A side of this event, so lots of movement going on today. Lots of players on the B side that normally you wouldn't see. It looks like we're, we've got a big field of very talented young ladies.
International.
Absolutely.
Very, very much so.
Yeah.
International field, which
Well,
is great.
I think we have
you know.
17 different countries represented in this event.
And some of these women are from other countries, but they're residing in the U.S. or have temporary residence here because of this tour, which is it's a great thing for women pool players around the world because they can come here and play. And I think it's great. Just the level of women's play is just going up exponentially. I believe that to be true. The fields are getting tougher and tougher and playing all over the world.
Well, and it just goes to show a little bit about how much the game has grown.
Yeah.
The level of talent is so exceptional now that it is a completely different beast than it was even 5 years ago.
I agree 100%
Yeah.
with what you're saying.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. And yeah, I mean, we have, like in my pool room in Michigan and Detroit, we have players coming from South America. These guys are 700, these guys are 700 Fargo players coming up. They can, well, I don't need to explain that.
Yeah,
They can really
yeah.
play, and they're ready to play. They're not coming up there to.
It just says a lot too about the state of pool in the United States as a whole. But as far as the ladies are concerned, it is growing exponentially in so many different directions. There's just more options now than we've ever had. And we're just really excited that the WPBA is one of their favorite options.
Yeah.
Right? Because they make it a point. They put it on their schedule. They make sure they're showing up for these events. So just to say that we're continuing to make moves in the pool world like we did for the last 50 years is just, it really doesn't need much, it doesn't need much explanation. The WPBA stands strong.
Yeah, I think that you guys are doing everything the right way. You're keeping it, dress codes, and people have to be on time. I remember 20, 30 years ago, go to a pro tournament, somebody'd show up an hour late or something, and they'd, oh, it's all right, we'll work you in.
Yeah,
No, that's
Matter of fact,
that's not here.
That's exactly what happened to Sarah Roca, actually, in this event. She was to play Christina Tpke in round 1, and her flight wasn't going to make it here until the time of her match. And although we maybe could have worked around her, we have, here at the WPBA, we have never done that. So unfortunately for Sarah, she is starting this event on the B side.
Yeah.
So
that's a tough call.
It's brutal, right?
A tough call.
But she could have also booked her flight for 2 days early to guarantee that wouldn't happen. So here we are, right? And if we're not going to do it for one, we can't do it for all. So many times, many players have had to forfeit their first round because of travel, and we couldn't really make an exception to the rule.
Her next tournament, she'll be there.
She'll be 2 days early.
2 days early.
That's right. She'll be waiting for us when we get here to set up,
Yeah.
Now, hopefully that lesson is learned, right? It wasn't necessarily her fault, too. There was some power outages in her home country, which didn't allow her to get to the airport, per se. So in all fairness, it wasn't really her fault. But the rules are the rules for a reason, and here we are.
Another big shout out to women's pool. Look at how Pia Filler did at the Derby this year. She was, I think she got a top 10 in the
11th, I think.
11th.
Yeah, she played except so did Christina Tpke, top 25.
500,
April Larson, top 50.
500 players. 500 players on the waiting list. I got 32nd, and I was 7th round. I was super happy about that.
Yeah. And these girls are these girls are banging heads on their way through.
They're lapping me. I was like, wow, man, I played good too.
They're like, here, let us show
Wait
you
a
something,
minute.
Derek.
Yeah, wait a minute.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I think we're pretty close to the end of the player announcements. We're just kind of waiting our turn. It's difficult sometimes to talk when Dean is talking in the background.
Right.
With our headsets, it amplifies it. So although you guys may not be able to hear it, we can totally hear it in our headsets. So it can be a little discouraging. All right, so the ladies are getting ready to lag. You've got Ashley Rice on your left in your view and Ayala Soledad on your right. Both of them must have I wonder if they coordinated their jerseys today because they're very matchy-matchy.
Yeah.
All right, so the lag is off. Ashley doesn't quite get back to that short reel. Ayala is going to come to the table. Now let's talk about the match rules for this event. Match rules here at the Raxx Pool Room is lag for the first break, alternate break format thereafter. The 9-ball doesn't count on the break in the bottom 2 pockets. The 9-ball is on the spot. No break box. The opponent's rack for each other, which is definitely different. 3 consecutive fouls is a loss of game, and this is cue ball fouls only.
I agree with all those rules. I think 2 or more balls, which wasn't mentioned in that list. If you bump and move 2 or more balls, that's a foul. I believe.
Okay.
I believe that's true. Wasn't in the. Of course, you can't put all the little nuances in
Yeah,
the
the little
description.
nuancy rules.
You can't put
yeah,
those.
I'm just giving a basic overview.
Right, but I just to throw that out there for the people watching. If you're bridging over a ball and you move 2, I believe, I'm not absolutely certain, I believe that that's a foul.
Yeah, no,
And
Christina.
that does come up every now and then.
Christina Zlateva, actually, I did state that Sarah's flight was delayed because of the power outage in her country. So we knew that there wasn't nothing she could do. It's unfortunate for her. It just, what do you do, All right, so Ayala, Soledad to break. She does pinch the 1 into the side. Now, Ayala is a Predator-sponsored player, as well as How Tips, Andy Cloth, and Clutch Shot Apparel. This is our first look of Ayala on the TV table here with the WPBA. So we're excited to have her on the stream.
And I will mention that the 1 going in the side was not an accident. She was playing that.
Yeah.
The women work on that shot, and many of them have perfected it.
All right, so I killed the background music, folks. Hopefully, if you guys hear any weird background noise, please let us know. We're making adjustments as we go. This is a different setup for this event. No more 3-point break. Brit talks. That is all gone. All right, so a good starting shot on the 2, coming around 2 rails
nice
for the 3.
position here. She's in good shape. Just going to drop down, come back up.
Wow.
A little bit of right-hand spin. I thought she could have gone either way there, but she's got a real nice angle here. On the purple.
Pink 4, purple 5.
Oh, pink 4. Okay, I'm getting used to
the Aramith. We are using the Aramith black.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Simonis.
So she's
Cloth.
This is a difficult position shot here.
Right, so she just skims the edge of the 8, but it worked out okay.
Oh, I'd say exceptionally well. That was not easy. A little bit of a backward cut. I rate those shots as a little bit more difficult. It's just hard to kind of, but no, she's fine. She's going forward here. Yeah, come off below the side.
Yeah, good shot.
Wow. She really trusted her stroke there, huh, to roll that at such a slow speed.
All right, so I want to just reiterate for those of you guys who are just tuning in, my partner in the booth today is Ann Arbor Derek, Mr. Derek Pogurski. Those of you guys who are just tuning in, thank you. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel so you always know when we go live. It's totally free. Please take just a second to do that. We don't ask for a lot here at the WPBA, but we'd appreciate that type of support.
Yeah, and if you guys out there get a chance to come by and see a live event, I'd say take advantage of it. These women are the real deal.
Absolutely.
They've really stepped it up, the level of play. I guess that's obvious just watching the play on the screen. You can see.
What's up, Seth Darkheart? Thank you for tuning in. Good to see you in the chat. If you guys are watching on any other platform, you're always welcome to come over to WPBA Billiards on YouTube and join our chat room. It's a lot of fun. Everybody's super great in our chat, so we love the support. If you could do that, you're always welcome. All right, this is a nice starting
Nice,
break and run.
yeah, nice little finesse shot there with a little bit of high there, a little bit of left to bring the cue ball back a little bit. And you want to get a little angle on the 9 ball too, so this is ideal.
And there we have Ayala break and run for
Wow.
rack number 1.
Boy, she handled that well. Really didn't get out of line. I made it look easy. And I can assure you, I hit some balls on these diamond tables. That they don't play easy. They're fast, and with the new balls and the balls are clean, you know, it's slick out there.
All right. Nice break and run to start. What's up, Benjamin Costner? Thank you for tuning in. And actually Ayala did just have a fantastic event in Las Vegas. She plays with all Predator equipment. She resides in Argentina. Her current ranking in the WPBA is number 70, but she is 25th in her WPA ranking, which is her world ranking. Oh, Aiden will be so excited that you get to come and watch in person. That's amazing. It's totally different. It's a wonderful atmosphere. The ladies here are super approachable. They're fantastic. We have some media guides for sale. Better hurry just in case they run out. They're only like $20. Buy a media guide and you can have all the top girls sign your book for you, and they're all here. So right now would be the time. I think the only one missing this week is Kelly Fisher.
Yeah. And Kelly usually doesn't miss too many events either.
One of them. Either one. I don't care. Yeah.
Okay, another cut break. And she did not pocket the 1 ball on the side. So it's alternate break. Is that correct, Lonnie?
It is alternate break. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, Ashley did. Looks like she went high. Ashley missed the one on the side. She hit a little bit above the side pocket. She'll probably try to make an adjustment the next time she breaks.
Absolutely.
Maybe a little bit of a fuller hit or a thinner hit.
Oh, yep, you're right, Benjamin. Jasmine is not here. Aiden, as far as photos allowed, yes, obviously no flash. Very true. The only thing that we do tend to ask is if you're going to take pictures of the players and you're going to post them on the socials, please make sure that you tag the WPBA or the players so they have access to that media. So we appreciate all of that. But other than that, absolutely, please feel free. All right, so nice safety play there by Ashley Rice.
I like that. It was a good shot. She was trying to also get behind the 6. She didn't quite get a full block behind the 6, but she took care of the 1 ball nicely. That was a very good shot. I think this is going to be a kick and stick, a little bit of draw on this ball. Just try to hit it full. Oh, no. Oh, she could see the edge. I thought she was kicking. Wow,
Right.
I didn't realize
Nice safety there.
that she could see the edge of the ball. Oh, boy.
All right, so Ashley's coming back to the table. We can talk about Ashley a little bit. Currently, Ashley is rated number 18 on the WPBA. I actually thought she was higher than that, but she is a standing top 16 player from the end of last year. She resides in Atlanta, Georgia. She is a Brunswick, Lucasi, and Joseph sponsored player in Joseph McEwen Salon. She shoots with Lacoste Custom. She shoots with a Purex carbon fiber brake Q, and she jumps with the Q-Tech Propel.
Looks like she could see the edge of the one there. She hit that hit the one a little bit too hard. She was trying to leave the one up at the end rail there and by the logo and go behind the pink. The pink is the 5. The pink is
The pink is the 4.
the pink is the 4.
Pink
Go behind
4,
the pink 4.
Oh, I took it down. I used to have a posty note up here for the girls. Pink 4, purple 5. Because we are changing the ball set this event, so
I play pool every day. I don't know the new ball colors.
it's
I'm
always the
old
pink
school.
4, whether it's the Black
Pink
Series or the Pro Cups that we
Always
use
the pink
typically.
4. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Benjamin, she is a top 20 player and consistently. She's been playing on tour since 2018.
Wow.
So Ashley is quite seasoned. She and I kind of giggle a little bit because her Fargo definitely does not pick her skill level. It does not depict that. I think mostly by the time Fargo came out, Ashley was really only playing in tour events and in big table events, which at the time weren't being reported. So now that we are reporting, her Fargo is actually moving a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, she's a great player though. It's very talented. Aiden, the ball sets are not available at this event, unfortunately. But stay tuned. I may be able to sell a few sets of those after the World 8 Ball. So stay tuned to which I know you will. Stay tuned to the WPBA. Because we may end up having some of those sets available after the World 8 Ball. All right. So this landed pretty good. Let's see from a side view what kind of angle. Can she draw that?
Yeah, maybe between the 9 and the
7.
7. I think so. She's a little bit on the wrong side of the pink 4. So I think she can. I think she, even if she goes above.
She could
the
also
7,
take it to the corner, right? If she'd like to come in between the 5 and the
No,
9.
she goes between that.
Yeah.
That's what it looked. That's what it appeared.
Looked
was
good.
the best angle.
Yeah.
So now she's perfect to get on the 6 here. Maybe a tip of high, a tip of right.
Ayala
I
hasn't
think
missed
she's
a
going to
step.
use the long rail. I'm not sure. Yeah, just come off there. A little bit of right hand spin. She just needs to just draw it straight back. She wants to get pretty flat on the 7, pretty straight in on the 7. Just like that. She's got a little bit of a back cut. She can stun over to the right of the 9, or maybe she can just drop straight down with high. Can't really see the nuance angle from here. Yeah, she just stunned over. I like that. Hit it with a little pace. I don't think she's going to use the long rail here. I think she's just going to float this up and shoot the 9 in the bottom right. That's what it looks like. What do you think, Lonnie?
Well, if we go to the overhead, looks as though she's got a bit of an angle.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to use a cushion here. I think she's going to float up.
Try to miss the 9. She ends
Yeah.
up bumping it.
I think she wanted to just float that without hitting the 9.
She wanted to get past it for sure.
So this is missable. This is a little funny. The 9 seems a backward cut a little,
There's a little
I think
bit
she's
better
a
view of how
big-
steep this ball is.
Yeah, I think, she's a big favorite to make this, but it's just a little funny. She wanted to get better than this. She's okay. Yeah,
Oh, it's dark in there. It's dark in there. Ooh,
That was close.
snuck one out.
Yeah, that was just that shot was just a little awkward, just. Those are the ones at the end of the set when it's hill and it starts rolling for the side. sometimes that adrenaline pushes it just a little bit farther than you want it to go. Okay, we'll see if Ashley can. Oh yeah, it's right.
Rack for your
Rack
opponent.
for your opponent. Yeah.
Hi, Patricia. Thanks for tuning in. I think we're going to have a day full of great matches. Not just, although the Fefo Cho match is going to be pretty sporty at 5 o'clock.
Right.
I think we're going to have a day full of those. The B side is just treacherous right now. After these first round matches, all these girls are playing right into a stack round of monsters on the B side. Brittany Bryant, Ilu Kibaraglu, Ashley Benoit, Laura Smith, Duddy, Lori John, Monica Webb, Jordan Helfrey, Bick Drum, Kennedy Memon, Joanne Ashton, Angela Janik, Taruko Macklin, myself, Ada Leo, and Judy Wilson are all waiting for the winners of these first round matches. So when I say to you that the B side is treacherous, I was not joking.
Looks like we might have a jump shot here. I don't think she can see this 2-ball.
Actually, JD, Mike, you're funny. It's funny you say that about the, oh, it's dark in here, because I actually do have some stuff in the works for one of my Shopify's. So stay tuned.
Oh, first I didn't understand why she was pushing out rather than go for a relatively easy jump. And look at if she made the jump, it didn't yield position for the 3.
Didn't go down to the 3.
Yeah, so if it was the other way, if 3 was at the bottom rail or the top rail, I think she would have opted to shoot the jump shot, because it wasn't a really hard jump shot. Oh, she gets behind the. Oh, she wanted
just
to.
missed
Yeah,
it.
just wanted to get behind that 7.
Just a little kiss would have been nice for Ashley there. All right, so Ayala is probably going to play another safety, which actually this is, I mean, she could go for it here, I guess. Go for a 2-way.
I think she's going to play this. I agree with you. And she used
But
the
she
7.
could also bank it down by the 3 and try to hook the cue, right? And
She
make it a
also
little
could use
easier.
the 7-9 as blockers and just maybe a little bit of right English and just put the 2 on over behind the 6, something like that. Use those 2 as blockers, and then the 6 as an additional blocker. And then another point I can make here is that the ball's on the rail. That's the hardest place to hit a kick, because you don't have that margin of error. If it's off the rail, you can hit it directly, or you can hit all different kinds of places along the rail and still get a hit. Here, if you don't kick and hit into the ball, you're not going to get a hit. So this should be a pretty simple hit, I would think. She wants to drop the cue ball down to the bottom rail. Oh, or the other way, either way.
Nice. She doesn't quite get the hook there. She was hoping to keep the cue behind that wall of balls, but it works out just fine.
Yeah, I think that was an excellent shot. She could have gone either way there, but probably her angle, she probably had a little bit of an angle to knock the 2 to the right, so she took the natural angle, which was, we couldn't see that on the monitor. Another smart shot using the 9. 7 is blocker.
Sure
yeah, she might be able to see this.
She might. I don't know if she could see it to make it, but I definitely feel as though she might be able to there.
Ooh. This view that looks like she can't, but I don't know. She's
looking it out. She's level cued.
She gave a little
Is
grimace.
she going to
I don't
jump?
know.
She went and grabbed her short stick. This is the Q-Tech Propel.
So she only has to jump over the edge of the 9. So I definitely think she's going to get over pretty easy. Yeah, that's accuracy was a premium there.
Oh. This is tough, and we all know this is tough to get shape on the 3 from here. Even though she can play it 3 rails around, it's pretty deep to the pocket. Let's see how close. She's got
Now,
a little bit more of it.
if I'm shooting this, I'm hitting it really hard with a lot of high right, and you're kind of taking your chances. You're rolling the dice. You know there's a good chance you could hit the 8 or the 7 here. You know, you don't really know exactly where the cue ball is going to end up, but she might be able to get all the way around all those balls, though. Let's see.
It's tough
No,
action.
yeah, she hit the 8.
Yeah, that was just, in my opinion, that shot is it's not as easy as people think. You almost have to hit the ball super thin, almost like you're hitting it rail first in order to get any pace out of it, but it's stuck to the rail, so rail first is near impossible, right? So
Yeah,
it's just a really tough shot to get pace on.
okay, again, using the 7-9 as blockers. Looks like she overstroked that ball a little bit.
Go to the
Ashley
overhead.
just, yeah,
She's just not quite settling in.
now this angle's a little awkward. She stuns it. She could scratch in the side. I think she's just kind of slow punch forward. Oh no, she powered it.
She hit it.
That was a nice
yeah,
shot.
she struck it
Wow.
super clean. All right.
That really shows her speed, that her level of play. That was a way more advanced shot than it looked. That was not a simple shot. She really powered that ball to create an angle. It was a good shot. Yeah, she can play.
Nice touch.
Mhm.
Does she got enough of the 5?
Yeah, and notice she made sure she got enough angle so she wouldn't hook herself on the 9. She went a little bit past like ideal shape, which was like smart. Make sure you don't hook yourself.
All right, nice shot. She was mindful of where the cue ball was going to track off the 9.
She couldn't do too much there.
No, she just had to make it. Now she did, and I noticed that she paid attention to where the cue ball was going to push off the 9, and just maybe underestimated it a little bit. But she has multiple plays here. She can be offensive and potentially play it as a 2-way. She also has safeties that she could play where she could cross over the 6 and bank it and put the cue ball down on a
She
short
could just
rail.
float down and try to use the 8 as a blocker on the 9, just real soft here.
Yeah,
like this.
bank it across and
She
use these
crossed
balls.
it a little bit. Yeah, I like that. Instead of using the 8, she used the 9. I think that's better.
How did you know that I had big shoulders?
Pretty easy kick. I expect her to get a hit here. I think. I think she tries to cut this in the side. I don't know. It's a thin cut. Cut in the corner, probably. I don't know. That side looks a little thin. Probably cut it in the corner, or maybe play some type of a safe here. Maybe just cross it to the top rail, like that. Try to use the 7, or not just, or you don't even have to. She hit that a little bit too much pace, or maybe a little too full.
Or not enough.
Yeah, so I think Ashley's got a shot here to cut this. It's not easy. It's not easy by any means, and the potential for a scratch down the bottom right is there, but I don't know. Is there anything better? I like that shot. That shot was fraught with danger, but
No, but at
she
this
got
point,
away with it. Good. That was a good gutsy aggressive shot.
at this point, I feel as though she does need to choose shots that will allow her to free up her stroke and get comfortable. I liked her going aggressively at the 6 and playing it so with enough pace that there was no chance of deceleration and missing the ball. Right? She hit it.
100% in agreement. When you're behind, you have to be the aggressor,
Sometimes you have to make things happen in your favor.
and that's that goes the other way too. When you're behind, I mean, when you're ahead, you don't need to take chances. Make the player beat you.
All right, there you go. Ashley Rice has gotten herself on the board. The score is currently 2-1 in favor of Ayala Soledad.
And I would say that's the same in all billiard sports. It's the same in one pocket. It's the same in 9-ball. It's the same in 3-cushion billiards, where if you're behind, you have to take chances. You have to be the aggressor. If you're ahead, you want to be conservative.
All right, so let's hurry while they're racking. Talk about what's going on in the room. Sarah Roca's up 3-0 over June Myers. Dawn Hopkins is up 3-0 over Crystal DePelsmaker. Sakura Muramatsu is up 2-1 over Susan Mello. Brianna and Susan may not be scoring. Some of these matches may not be scoring on tablets. Maite Ropero is 2-2 with Sarah Miller. So these are the matches that are going on around the room while we're waiting for them to rack.
All right. Ashley's on the board. Looks like she's made a ball and got position on the one ball. I don't know if that 2 goes in the bottom left, but I would assume it does. Okay. Oh, that was a nice try. That was a tough position shot there. She probably knew that there was a good probability she was going to bump that 3, but she could have bumped the 3 and still gotten position on the 2. That was a little bit unfortunate. I think I don't know if she's shooting it. Yeah, she's shooting a jump shot here. It's a very difficult jump shot. Even if you make it, position probably is super tough too. Nope, she hit the 3. That jump shot was difficult because her distance from the 2. She was probably, 1.5 feet away from the object ball, so she really had to get a lot of carry there on that jump. Sometimes when the ball's close, like maybe 6 to 10 inches, you could get really steep on the jump cue. Pretty easy to hop over a ball, but once the ball gets out there a couple feet away, it becomes much more difficult. Nice shot there, short side shapes. She's got a nice angle here. Get on the 4. Say that shot was ideal because of her angle to get to the middle of the table, just like that. So I don't really see her having any problems here. Pretty much the 4 leads to the 5, 5 leads to the 6.
I feel as though she may be a little off angle on the pink 4, though.
Is she gonna have to like stun this maybe into the rail, really power it up, or I think she's gonna really power this up here. Yeah.
Yeah, she
A hard
forced it.
stun. Yeah, hard stun.
Yep, she forced the angle there, which she needed to do.
and she's got a little bit of that here. She's going to have, let's see. Yeah, she's going to the 6. Yeah, she's going to have to hit this with a little bit of power to get cue ball back kind of towards the middle of the table. She had a better angle than I thought. She didn't hit that too hard. I thought she was a little flatter. Looks like she has a natural angle. Just draw it back on this along the same side. Keep the cue ball on the same side. Stun down for the 7. Maybe a below center. A little bit of left spin here. Just stun it. Just like that. Just kind of float down. Looking at the side here. She just wants to bring the cue ball in the middle of the table. She can do that a couple different ways. She can go forward or just stun back. She can go forward 2 rails. I think she's just going to go 2 rails out to the middle of the table. High left here. Nope.
She doesn't need to, though.
No. It looked like I saw her queuing up on the cue ball, and that's why I thought maybe she was going to go 2 rails. But yeah, she just... and then there's a... I'll let her shoot this shot. But
Nice.
then there's a whole different phenomenon of like people that pivot on their strokes, where they'll line up a certain way, and that's because I saw her lining up with high ball, and she hit like a low stun. A lot of players pivot. If probably a lot of the viewers are familiar with a guy named Evan Lunda, and he won a lot of he won the Buffalo's one pocket several times, and is one of the best one pocket players on the planet. And he pivots. He tried to get me to do that, but so there's all different types of techniques and ways to play the game. All right, so nothing on the break. Ashley's coming up to the table. Doesn't look like the 1 passes the 6. Looks like she does have a combo on the 6. I think she's going to be, I think she's swinging at this. It's the right shot to go for it. Oh, she might be, nope, she's going to use the 6 as a blocker and play it safe. Nothing wrong with that. Can't argue with that shot selection there. She did have the combo there. This is a difficult hit. Two rails into the back of the, it's not really difficult. 2 rails in the back of the 1. Because the 1 and the cue ball were close to the rail there, that was pretty easy hit. When you have separation, it becomes more difficult. So Ashley has to navigate the 7 and the 8 there, because I think that's the 2 ball in the side there. Yep, I believe that's the 2. Is she playing this in the corner of the side? I think she's playing this in the corner and stunning up table. Let's see here, like that. Looks like she's going for the cut in the corner. Just a high ball here. Nice shot. That shot she's just going all out to make. She's not playing any spin on the cue ball or trying to create any angles or anything. It's just go all out to make the shots. The shape is natural. You just have to get the speed right, but that was a difficult shot there. The eight and the 7 were creating problems for her. Now she does have a bank on the pink, and I think she's swinging at this. Shapes are natural. She doesn't really have to do anything with the cue ball. And I'd say she's the big favorite to make this bank. It's pretty straightforward. Oh, I'm surprised. I thought she was going at that, but I don't blame her for not. I think maybe if she was down 3-1, she would play the aggressive bank, but being up 3-1, she's going to make her opponent beat her. Nice safety there, using the 6 for a blocker. This might be a jump. He's really close, and the rail might prohibit her a little bit from hitting the cue ball where she wants to hit it, but I think she's shooting the jump. I think she took the extension off her jump cue. She's got it at it short as it goes here. She's got to come really steep on this one because it's so close to the 6. Real steep. That was a nice shot. Now, if she would have been further away from the object ball that she was jumping, she might leave the longer length on her jump cue and use the longer cue and elevate slightly less. But because she was so close to that 6, she had to get over it right away. She used the short jump cue and extreme elevation. Excellent. That was an excellent jump just to get a hit. Ashley's in trouble here. That was an unfortunate roll. The cue ball travels 8 feet and finds the one spot where she doesn't have position. Again, the short jump cue here. Coming down really steep. That was a nice shot. I think Alea here is gonna. She plays the combo on the 8 because it's such a big ball. That would be my recommendation. She can miss this ball all different kind of ways and still make that 8. She doesn't have to hit it perfect. If she cuts it back into the bottom left corner, she's got to make a more accurate hit. But we'll see what she does. She might. Yeah, that was the shot. I don't believe that she hit that ball and the 8 and it didn't pocket. But I agree with her shot selection there. That was a much bigger ball. So these women are definitely playing the probabilities. They know what they're doing. They're professionals. Now I think she might be playing a carom here. She's going to draw off the 4 and come down, try to carom the 8 in, just like that. She hit the 4 a little thinly, as some people like to say. She hit it too thinly, but say thin.
Thanks for holding down the fort, Derek. I had to step away from the booth. Frank Miletti from PA Pro Am just walked in the building, and so it was nice to chat with him. He's going to help us out a little bit as the day goes on, or is offered to, of course. So I wanted to stop and say hi to him and his wife. They've been watching the stream the whole weekend anyway, up to this point. So
Cool.
yeah. Oh, this is tough. She's
Yep, I agree with her last shot selection. She's got a good angle. Like she might have to Z back up for the 6. We'll see, just like that. See the Z shape with the cue ball. Now here it looks like the angle. She's gonna. This is a power draw. I'm gonna power down along that same long rail to shoot the 7 in the other diagonal pocket. Unless she decides to go forward 3 rails with high left and come around and shoot the 7 in the bottom left. Now, this is a preference, and I can't see the angle as well as she. Looks like she's drawing back and going to play the 7 in that same pocket where she's standing, just like that. She wanted to come back. She wanted to come a little lower than that. She got a little awkward here. She wanted to be straight in on the 7 or be cutting the 7 a little bit to her left. So the position here, she doesn't really want to play short side shape. She might be forced to. We're going to see. She could power it up and stun it back across, but I don't think she's going to do that. What do you think she's going to do here, Lonnie? This is a little sticky. Maybe just float down. No, she's drawn. She's drawing it to that long rail. Like what pace, I don't know.
whether she just plays short side, just
Yeah.
like that. That's
the problem with the
yeah.
short side.
Absolutely.
That was a hard shot. She just got a. That's the thing about pool. You get these little awkward angles. I totally agree with the way she played it. She hit it either a little too hard or a little too soft, whichever. But I agree with the way she played that shot. It's just the speed just ended up being a little off. That was a difficult shot.
Okay, so she's gonna leave Ashley very, very tough. Looks like she played the cue ball speed beautifully there.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a return safe. Ashley might just do something really simple, like knock it up along this left side rail as we're looking at the monitor and bring the cue ball over to her right. And don't try to do too much. Just get a half ball hit with maybe a touch of right spin. She would leave a cross side bank, but I mean, missing the long straight back, you could completely sell out. So I like making my opponent at least work for the. Now here, if she misses this, she might leave something really easy. She didn't though.
She's gonna get away with it.
That worked out well.
I think the safeties on those shots are more difficult than actually attempting the shots when in that situation. So I actually don't mind her going at it a little more aggressively. Sometimes fortune does favor the bold, you know?
Yeah, I think that's like how you're feeling and the day of the week and all.
Yeah,
There's
true.
a lot of factors because that one could go either way.
Absolutely.
One day I might shoot the long bank. The next day I might play the safe. Which doesn't make me a bad person, Mommy.
Absolutely not. All right, so here we are again.
We use that line in our pool room for some reason. Issa
Yeah.
at the rack is always saying that. Which is,
Doesn't make me a bad person.
Yeah, I don't know where he came up with that stuff. But if he's out there listening now.
What up, Isa?
What up, Issa?
All right, so here where she had a
Frickin'
little more
champion,
cue ball
you.
control. Here where she had a little more cue ball control there. She had more of the cue ball. She was able to execute a safety or at least a containing shot a little better. But although I do think Ayala has a decent opportunity to play a two-way bank shot just in case to this bottom right-hand corner. We'll see what she opts to do.
Yeah, it's almost.
Sometimes with these shots too, they sometimes bank 2 rails back across too. So we'll see.
I wouldn't play at that speed. I'd play it to either make it or
play
leave.
the safe.
Yeah, kind of a two-way shot. I wouldn't
Pick
play
it.
it to miss and go twice, but that's me.
Yeah. No, for sure.
yeah,
I'm just saying that it does do that occasionally.
I like that speed.
See.
I like that speed.
That's
That's
exactly-
the sign of a professional there. She didn't roll it because if she rolls that and doesn't make the bank, she sells
Yeah.
out. She knows that if she plays at a certain speed and she misses the bank,
Yeah,
she also might have
absolutely.
been thinking, if I miss this bank, miss it short. You know, like I don't want to miss it long, because then she hits the bottom rail and it comes out to the open. Here again, a similar shot, just the long way. Shoot the bank, bring the cue ball over here to the right, and have the object ball go up the long rail. Okay. Wow,
Good
she tried.
shot.
She did. Did you think that she did that on purpose? The kick safe like that? That was pretty. That was pretty advanced. There, it was nice. She may have been playing that. She wasn't playing. You don't think she like? Do you think she was playing the thin cut, or she played that kick there?
Well, based on her body language, she almost didn't react like it was accidental.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wow.
I'm not sure. Her body language didn't say that she was reacting as though it was incidental,
I
accidental.
don't
But
see that shot used that often, but I'm not criticizing it. That turned out well. She left a tough shot there.
all right.
Yeah, that was a good
So
save. She played
I
safe
feel as
there. That
though
was a good save.
I was gonna say I feel as though if that was intentional, Ashley just won the battle.
Yeah, that was.
All right, so she
Only
just rolls
Ashley
the
knows.
9 in there.
She can watch this on tape, and she'll know whether she was playing safe there or she got a roll on it.
All right, so the score is 3-2. It's still in favor of Ayala Soledad. Real quick.
I'm Christina Tpke, the #1 in the world, and you're watching WPBA on YouTube.
And there's our world #1 and
Yes.
WPBA ranked #1 player, Christina Tpke.
Her man doesn't play too shabby either.
Yeah.
He's no bum.
He is not a bum. No, for sure. No slouch in that department.
No.
All right, so Ashley to break. Ashley uses a Purex carbon fiber brake cue with a really super fat shaft. I don't know if you've seen it, but
No.
it's crazy cool. Like you'll
And
have to
it's for
check it out.
braking. It's a
Yeah,
carbon
yep.
fiber shaft.
Yep, it's a carbon fiber cue, the whole thing.
Oh,
And it's called the Purex carbon fiber brake cue. It's really neat. Like when I first seen it, I was like, "Whoa, Ashley,
like
what
a
is that
14
thing?"
millimeter or
It's
something.
ginormous.
Wow.
Yeah, it's huge. I was like, "Your little fingers, how does it even hold that cue?" But she loves it. All right, little kick there by Ash. She wants it to stay under that pack of balls, but it may not. It has.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that worked out nicely. Quick look at the way Ayala's approaching the table and what she's got to look
It
through.
looks like a one rail kick from here. She can go to the bottom rail or the side rail here. She's got the angle. I like going to the bottom rail, but I don't know. Maybe her look, the side rail's better. I think she's probably going to go to the side rail here because of the way where she's standing. I think the bottom rail is a narrower angle, which would, in my view, be easier. But
I think here, though, the purpose here is if she kicks this way, there's potential for the one to bank 2 rails and stay under this pack of balls. But she doesn't hit it fat enough. She hits it way too thin there.
yeah,
I think that was probably more of the mindset was that there was more opportunity for kick safe from that direction, hitting the left long rail.
so Ashley can a little bit of right hand spin here. I think she can go into that cluster of balls after pocketing the 1 and hold the cue ball to play position on the 2 here. I would be using right hand just like that.
She may
Go
caught it a
into-
little bit thin though. She wanted to hit those balls a little more in
Yeah.
the face of the 7 and the 5.
Or I think she had high right, maybe just the center right instead of a high right.
All right.
And it could have been the thickness she hit the ball in the pocket too. She might have hit it a little thinly into the pocket as opposed to fuller hit hitting. But she's okay though. Oh, she
And
two.
it leaked out, so I'm pretty sure Yellow's got clear view of this too. Maybe
No,
not.
I think she
Maybe
can see
just
the edge of it. Yeah, or maybe even play a kick with right hand spin.
Now, other than she has to be mindful of the kiss on the cross, she could cross over and put the 2 on the bottom short or the top short rail of our view and bring the cue ball up table. She does have to be mindful of the kiss, though.
Yeah, just quickly here to these viewers, if the cue ball, the object ball, are in line with the jaw of the rail you're banking on, you see how they're all straight in a line, then it's a kiss and you can't get out of it. So if she attempts to bank this, even with English, she can't get out of it. So, and I play a lot of one pocket. Even a lot of one pocket players don't know that. It's amazing how I see one pocket players getting kisses when it's a pretty easy concept. So remember that one, folks. If the object ball, the cue ball, and the rail that you're banking on, you're in line with that point of the jaw. You can't get out of that kiss if you're within a half table of the shot.
Well, and there's also the standing rule as well. If the distance from the object ball to the rail is the same as the cue ball from the object ball to the other rail are similar, the same, then you're going to kiss. Right?
You have to show me.
I have to show
I'm
it
not
to you.
disagreeing with you.
Yeah, no. I get what you're saying.
But you show me and then I'll
For
tell you
sure.
what I think.
I'll have to show it to you what I mean. You know, Derek taught me one of the coolest little 8-ball shots. And when we were in Jackson, Michigan, and he was like, Lonnie, come here. I'm going to show you how to do this. And I can't remember what it was. It was like a kiss, like a bank kiss shot.
Uh-huh.
And I think I did it like 2 times. And then the third time I drilled it. And you looked at me like, really? I've been over here practicing it. And you get up and hit it in the third shot. I was like, that's really cool. Oh, many, many years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, met a lot of great people in pool over the years. A lot of lifelong friends and
Slow her down, Nelly.
significant
Yeah,
other, Bethany,
brutal.
who I met at the Michigan Union. She was a student and I was a pool bum up there.
Trying to
I
get
don't
free
see- I
table
don't know if
time
she
or
ever
what?
fell for a bum like me, but
Trying to get some free table time there, Derek. Hooks up with
I
the
won't.
administrator of the building.
I can't. I want to comment. But I think I got the best out of that deal.
I know. I think you guys are both pretty lucky.
Yeah, we're pretty lucky.
You guys got good life together.
They got a good life.
All right, so she does make a hit, but unfortunately she leaves a pretty open table here for Ayala.
Yeah. I don't see, I think the 4 ball in the same pocket, just come up one rail. A little bit of right hand English here. Nice speed to get to come out to the center with the shape on the 6. I like, she got the perfect angle there. That's ball in hand angle there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely perfect. For the 7 in the side, 8 in the bottom corner. I think this is pretty textbook here. I would have drawn that back a little. Maybe it's the monitor. I would have got a little closer. But she's fine. But she left herself maybe 4.5 feet. I think she could have been a little closer. But she's fine.
I like that she played that with a forward stroke. Those are some of my more favorite ways to move around the table.
Oh, I couldn't agree more.
You
Again,
just
what
you
my
don't
mentor
decelerate when you do that. You know what I mean? You're forced to follow all the way through.
looks like she can hold this. She doesn't have to drop down. I couldn't really tell from the monitor, but yeah. Oh, when one of my mentors, Ernie Mall, who lives in California now, and it's taught me how to play, take it to my game to the next level at the Michigan Union. He used to really criticize me for trying to use draw on every shot, and he got me to use high ball, and that was maybe the single best thing I ever learned from somebody, because high ball is so much easier to control, And given the option, high ball's much easier to control.
So I like this. She just slid the cue over with some draw, playing
Yeah.
the 9 in the same pocket.
Yeah, a little bit of draw here to make sure she doesn't scratch. Maybe a touch of right.
All right, she advances with a 2-rack lead, 4-2 over Ashley Rice.
So just a little nuancy stuff for the viewers out there. A lot of players, and most of the old school players back in the day would use a touch of English when a little outside English when they shot, just like a quarter tip, eighth of a tip of outside English when they were just shooting natural shots. And still a lot of players still to this day do that. And I talked to some guys on the pro tour, the men's pro tour about that, and they said that the modern players now, like the Europeans and stuff, they don't do that anymore. Most of the players are just using center ball. I've never been one to use a touch of English. I've always been a center baller, on straightforward shots. But sometimes when I struggle, I'll do that just because I try to get out of my funk if I'm struggling. But that's an interesting concept, old school versus new school. And there's still a lot of guys that still do it, top players that do that. Just use a touch of outside. It's all good.
All good. And we're back.
Yeah.
All right, so Ashley's got some work to do here. She wants to get back one of those racks.
She's gonna.
Someone that said
I like
in
that shot.
accordance to your stuff about the using a little bit of English on your
Helper
shots,
English, yeah.
like a little bit of helper English. I like that. I like that. Okay, so Ashley's getting straight to work here on this rack. She needs to just settle in and do what she knows how to do.
It looks like she has an angle here. She can draw back or stun forward. She gets. I'm thinking the 8. So either way, I think probably come back or go 2 rails forward for the 7 in the upper right. Let's see. Yeah, 2 rails just like that.
All right, so a little bump worked out in her favor.
I like maybe 2 rails.
So
2 rails here and play the 8 in the bottom left, but we'll see what she does.
I'll drag it around there. She may have overhit this.
She
a little
overamped it.
Yeah, a little too much pace on that shot.
She might have thought she was going to come a little shorter, like hit up closer to the side, which would have been fine. But the ball lengthened out on her a little bit.
So I want to remind everyone at home that these ladies are on a mandatory 40-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack. Ashley did, when she had to stop for Maite, she was not punished by that. So the shot clock does stop when you're waiting for someone on the table next to you. All right, so unfortunately, she got aggressive on the bank and just kind of caught the point on the side pocket, and now Ayala comes back to the table.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost a good thing that she missed that shot because she made it. That's a really tough shot on the 9. So she left Ayala. She left her very tough on the 8 here. And she's going to have to hit this with some pace, to get position. She doesn't really have to, I don't think she has to spin anything, but just come forward 2 rails and play the 9 in the side. But she's going to have to hit this with some power.
The tables are pretty quick, though.
Yeah.
I think if she just kept it smooth and pocketed the ball, she would have been fine with her cue
Yep,
ball.
yep, yep. That was a very, very difficult shot. Length, shooting off a rail. She had to get position.
All right, so Ashley, unfortunately, after that missed position on this 8-ball, is now battling here. She may be able to cross over this and use the 9 as a blocker ball. We'll see.
Yeah, I think she crossed it. Yeah.
Yeah, she put a little spin on it though, so
I don't find any fault in that shot.
no, I mean, she's creating distance.
Right.
Hi, everybody. For whoever's just tuning in, my name is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and the gentleman in the booth with me is Ann Arbor Derek, Mr. Derek Pagurski. Just kind of getting people up as we grow more, more spectators and
Yeah.
viewers. We want to make sure they know who's in the booth with us.
Wow, excellent shot there.
She hit that really well.
Ayala. Yeah, that was a beautiful shot.
All right.
That was
So,
no hanger.
no, it wasn't, and she hit it about as good as she could have.
Wow. Somebody dropped a chair or something.
Something
or
just
fell
went
out
down.
of a bar stool.
Oh boy.
Hope nobody got hurt. I think she's got to draw out of the scratch here. She's going to hit just with the bottom English here, just like that. So Lonnie and I just heard a bar stool go down, and Lonnie went to check it out to see what was going on, if anybody's unconscious on the floor in the pool room. Looks like everybody's okay, though.
Yeah, folks, it was just a chair got knocked over. I just wanted to make sure that nobody fell down and got hurt. I'm kind of weird like that. I come running when everybody else is running away. All right, so everybody's fine. It was just a chair. So Ayala actually is, I believe she's Venezuela, right?
Wow.
I believe. Am I right there? Argentina. I think it was Argentina. I lied. I don't know. I stuffed their bios back. But she's fantastic. She's 25th, I believe, in world ranking right now. So she is definitely fighting. She's from Argentina. And this is her first WPBA event. She's currently
Wow.
ranked 70th on the tour, but she's 25th in WPA ranking. She is a Predator sponsored player, as well as How Tips, Andy Cloth, and Clutch Shot Apparel. So, and for those of you guys who follow the WPBA, you guys are all pretty familiar with Ashley. Ashley is she's currently, I think, number 18 on tour. She's been inside the top 16 for the last 2 years. And she's a really good force, and she's Lucasi and Brunswick sponsored. I love Ashley. So it looks as though the players have taken a break. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and throw a few commercials. Thanks for watching, everyone. This is 2025 Olhausen Raxx Mezz Invitational. All right, so it looks like the ladies are coming back to the table. Go ahead and remove the player card. There you go. It looks like Ayala is racking. Erin, I actually am not sure. I think she is in her 20s. Kathleen, I don't remember saying exactly. Her ranking is 26 on the WPA. That's not her age, but I would guess her about that age range. So hopefully her ranking doesn't go up as she ages, right? It goes down. Or down and up, whatever. Yeah.
We know
Right.
what you meant.
Yeah. So how it works here with the WPBA now, what we are doing is we're following WPA rules. We're going to 9 on the spot. No break box, so they can break anywhere behind the kitchen, and no 3-point rule as well. What's up, Johnny Caps? Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you guys are sharing, liking, and subscribing to the stream. We appreciate all of the support. It's totally free to do so. And as long as we can continue to grow and with your support, we can get better and better as we go. But we do need all of your support in order for that to happen. So make sure you're subscribed. All right. So she misses the one in the side. So another dry break by Ashley.
Yeah.
Well, Erin, you're not missing much because this is Ayala's first WPBA event. Although she's played multiple events on the world stage, she is now coming to the WPBA as well. So we're happy to have her. She's a solid force. She plays great. And every time I see her, she gets a little better. She did play in the World Doubles Championship in Las Vegas, I believe it was, with Gerson Martinez. So that was her partner. They had a couple great matches on their way through that event.
That's a well-played safety. Now Ashley can see the one ball, but she doesn't have a lot of good options here.
If it's not there,
I think she's probably going to hit the one and go into the pink, the 6. Like that. Just try to stun it, to hold it. Like she made a good shot. I don't think that 6 is available in the side pocket, so we're going to see another safe. Yeah, this is kind of a tricky safety shot for Ayala.
You know, Jerry, you're right. Ayala played in Wisconsin, but it's funny because on our bio sheets where it says where was your first WPBA event, it says this one. But you're absolutely right. You're right. She did play in Wisconsin in our tour championships. And I don't know why her bio sheet says that because I even know that she played in Wisconsin. I was there.
She just made a nice shot. I believe she's got Ashley snookered behind the 8, but maybe Ashley can see the edge of that one. I can't really tell from the monitor. She can definitely kick at it, get a hit through the kick, but looks like she's kicking to me. Yeah. So Ayala's safety worked well. She's got herself a good shot on the one in the upper right, closest to the monitor, closest to us on the monitor here. So looks like she's just holding the cue ball with draw and is going to pocket the one in our upper right, just like that. Come out to the middle. The position on the 2. Yeah, everything. I wouldn't say it's an easy out, an easy table, but it's doable. Balls aren't exactly wide open.
I think the 4 to the 5 is going to be key for positional play from that. But her line, she's got a pretty decent line. She's got a big enough gap between the 5 and the 7 That she should be able to, as long as she falls good on this pink 4, she should be okay getting to the 5.
Yeah.
It's going to be more of a
She
speed
might,
thing.
she might hit like kind of a drag draw, a skid shot here where you kind of punch draw it like that.
All
When
right.
you use low ball and the ball first foot or two the ball travels, it has draw on it and then it reverses back and just rolls from there. Call them punch shots, skid shots, drag draw, whatever you want to call it. Now, pros use that shot in all different kinds of different nuancy ways. Sometimes they'll use English and they'll use a punch, drag, draw. There's a lot there. That's some really advanced
So she's
pool.
going to the inside, but hitting that 8 ball
Yeah.
may not have been so good. Let's see if we can get a
No, I
better
think
look.
ooh, I think she's okay.
She might be all right there. That might have worked out. Definitely not intentional, but I'm sure she's not mad about it.
This would be a good example of a like a drag draw again here, where you just punch it with low,
Yeah, great shot.
let it float out like that. Yeah, she's looking real good here. I think she plays. I don't think she's going to play short side shape, but she might. I think she's going to go between the 8 and the 7, but she could just draw straight back and play 7 down the long rail. Oh, she's going to go forward. Yeah,
I
like
think
that.
going forward eliminates the option to scratch.
Yeah.
If she draws it back and tries to catch a window between the 7 and the 8, she definitely takes a chance of scratching.
And then the trade-off is you get closer if you go between. It's riskier, but like some players would have played it between the 8-7, maybe because they could get closer because she's a little bit of distance. But there's a trade-off there. It's hard to argue with that shot. That was a good shot. She's kind of on the 50 again here.
So I'm not sure.
Think she can draw this in the side. Boy, if she has to play that in that bottom corner, she's going to have to go like a 3 or a 4 rail position here. So I think she's going to want to shoot this with a draw shot side, unless she can stun across with high left. Okay, looks like she's going to go above the side and hit it with left and spin down. Let's see. Oh, she was able to get below the side. That was a good shot.
Very nicely done.
Yeah, I didn't think she had the angle to get below the side pocket there.
She hit it very well.
That was really good playing there. She got a little funny a couple times.
All right, so she's gotten to 6. The scoreline is currently 6-2. Ayala Soledad over Ashley Rice. Let's check out what's going on in the room while the ladies are racking. Looks like Sarah Roca's up 4-3 over June Myers. Sandy Chang and Rachel Lang. Lang is up 5-2 over Sandy Chang. Dawn Hopkins is up 6-3 over Crystal DeBelsmaker. Sakura Muramatsu is up 6-3 over Susan Mello, the Mad Hatter. Susan Williams is 3-2 over Brianna Miller. Dawn Fox is up 5-3 over Kim Hausman. Sarah Miller is up 5-4 over Maite Ropero. So some great shots going on in the room, or great matches going on in the room. It looks as though Ayala to break. She's a Predator-sponsored player, so she's breaking with the Predator rush.
Cut break. Looks like she got good action. 3 in the side. And I think, is that the 2 ball by the side pocket
It
there?
is.
Oh, okay, from this angle. From the other angle, I thought it was pocketable. I think
That's
probably not. But
the only
maybe.
thing that's good in her favor is that because she's cutting this ball so steeply, if she tries to make it in the side pocket, she doesn't have to do a lot with the cue ball because of the placement of the pink 4. So
It's a really small pocket.
it is a really small pocket.
I think she's better off going down. She's looking down. I think she's got to cut this down. Now, I don't know if this is scratchy or not. Well, I do know it is. if she just goes high ball, she might use a touch of right or a touch of left, or she just might take a chance here. Yeah, she was probably thinking about that scratch. That was a difficult shot. There was a
Very
lot in play
difficult.
there, not just making the ball, but
Looks as
the other
though
side pocket.
she has, looks like Ashley may actually have does she have a shot at this too?
I don't think so.
She's kicking.
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't think she did. Oh,
So
she
there
got,
was a real opportunity there for Ashley to kick stick that ball. She got up there. Maybe a little frustration, not sure, but definitely just kind of swung at it.
yeah, maybe she should have took her time, and
Mm-hmm.
like you probably, you're not going to pocket balls usually when you're kicking, but you could hit, this half or that half, and you could really, use that to your advantage.
There's a good look of Ayala stretched across the table
Thinking-
there.
Thinking she uses the bridge here.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like a give up stroke. I would agree with
Mhm.
that, old man Ferguson. Maybe, like I said, a little bit of frustration. Nothing seems to really be going in Ashley's favor. Ayala is just continuously putting the pressure on.
Yeah, she's got to hit this at medium speed here, kind of a soft medium, because that 9 ball is in play. She's okay now. Five to the 6 is going to be, yeah, very doable, but she's got some obstacles with the 8 and the 9 there, so we'll see.
Just gonna roll it in. It would have been nice if she'd have gotten a little bit closer to the rail, the long rail with the cue, giving her a little bit of angle to work with. But here, this is great because she can just draw this straight back. But she does have to be mindful of her speed, being that the 8 and 9 are right in the way there. I think here
Yeah,
she'd
she
be
has
better
to go
suited
past. She
draw
has
it
to go
too much
past.
than to not draw it enough,
Yeah,
right?
she has to go past that 8 for sure.
Oh boy. Oh, she gets
Perfect.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, she had that little extra speed on it.
Yeah, and she ended up cutting it a little more than probably intended, which is what allowed, caused her to bump the 8, but that's all right.
Yeah, looks like she's a little flat. I mean, she can definitely get on the 7, but she would have liked to have a little bit more angle. But she's she's okay. She's okay. Looks like she's going to go forward 2 rails. 1, 2. Yeah,
Nicely
that's
played.
no problem.
Very nicely played.
Yeah, that's a beautiful high ball with running English. That was a nice shot. She made it look easy. Wasn't real easy. Yeah, wow. She
And
can
these
really
2
play.
balls are going to put her on the hill.
Yeah, she can really play. She's making it look easy. I guarantee you it's not that easy. I like her pace too. The way she walks around the table
Absolutely.
she's not rushing around and
Okay.
she's not dawdling.
Yeah, she's definitely taking her time, but not too much time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
In
these
the
are
zone.
yeah, these are the sponsors for the 2025 Olhausen Raxx Mezz Invitational. One of the event sponsors is RJH Custom Cues, Tsunami Shaft. Sorry about that. But the tour sponsors this year are Kamui, Diamond, Billiard Products, Aramith, Simonis. The Perfect Rack is the rack of choice for the WPBA. Classic Billiards is our newest sponsor. Big Family Custom Creations creates all of our apparel. Castillo Leather Goods, How Flash Carbon Fiber Shafts, and How Tips, as well as the ICA training tool. Check it out at icatraining.com. Do we have another break or are we waiting? Oh, well, we're waiting. Okay. Looks like they were waiting for Sarah Miller's playing Maite Ropero in the table in the top of your view. And in the back side, you've got Crystal DePelsmaker playing Dawn Hopkins. There's some other stuff going on. Let's see what this camera gives us while they're racking. So
There's
this
Sarah.
is, yeah, there's some of the room available to you. Sarah Roca is playing June Myers. Some of the other players, Billy Billing and Chanel Lorraine. Kia Burwell's in the left of your view. Dawn Fox and Kim Hausman. Also to the left, lots of good matches going on here at the Raxx Mezz Invitational. 16 tables are in play right now. All of these ladies are battling to get to the next round of this event. Ashley Rice to break.
And the viewers can see this is a nice big pool room. Really good equipment, good lighting. I mean, it doesn't get much better than this. Nice atmosphere. All those cracks and plaster coming off the walls, that's decoration. It's not the building falling apart.
No, it's so cool. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's cool.
Aesthetically, this building is really cool. I guess they redid it a few years back, right before we came the last time. And aesthetically, this room is super cool to look
Yeah,
at.
it looks like the wall looks like it's cracking and big chunks of plaster are falling
it's
off. But that's
not,
the
yeah.
decor.
Yeah.
That was by design, and it's really cool.
It's a really neat room.
Yeah, really.
Very
neat.
tight. I mean, the quarters are very close together, the tables and stuff, but it's such a big room and it's so much fun.
Yeah, they got a bunch of bar tables, diamond bar tables too. So
Yeah, Aaron, Dawn's hair is pink again. Sure is. They have the best food. I would agree with that too. All right, so here we are. She may have overrun this a tiny bit, but the good thing is that even if she has to back cut the 3 to the top left corner pocket, as long as she's mindful of the cue ball, she should be perfectly fine to get in line with the pink 4.
I agree.
Cutting it to the left,
Probably
allowing
a little
the cue
low.
to drag to the right.
A little low stun here. Maybe tip a right English there. Looks like Ayala's just waiting for some of the players around her to move so she can assess her shot. I think she can get, I don't think the 9 is obstructing. So it looks like she's loading up a little bit of right English, gonna just stun up the table here a little bit. Oh, nope, she
needs to miss the 8, and she has. Great shot.
Yeah, I thought she was gonna hold there.
This rack could potentially advance Ayala. Soledad, a forward on the B side. She did lose her first round match to Sophia Mast.
She's going to punch off the long rail below the side and come up with a little bit of right spin, just like that. And she wants to get an angle. No, she doesn't. She wants to get straight in is fine here.
She'd like to just stop shot
Yeah,
this
just
ball.
stop this. And she might want to go forward and draw back and play shape for the 8 in the side. It's a preference. There isn't a right or a wrong way here. She might go forward and just draw straight back.
Yeah, she can just roll it a little bit.
Or she might come out and play the 8 in the corner. I think she's going to play the 8 in the corner, but I'm not sure.
No, she can play this with a low draw, maybe a little right hand English, slide this ball up table and take the cut on the 8 in the side. But if she comes up short,
No, she's playing for the
yeah,
corner.
except that she
She didn't play that.
She didn't play that.
No.
I'm always weird on that shot because of that right there.
Yeah.
You either overstroke
She's
it or
shaking her
understroke
head.
it, and either
Yeah.
way, it's bad, right?
But she got the angle for the 8. She can just float straight up, go forward, and get it perfect on the 9. She got a roll there, but she made a good aggressive shot. So I wouldn't say that was lucky. It was kind of, she's playing aggressive. She's not cinching balls. I mean, good things happen when you do that, when you play like that. if you're rolling everything and cinching everything, well, bad things are going to happen. You're going to get skids. And wow, that was very a very impressive match, Lonnie.
And
That was
congratulations
very good
to
pool there.
Ayala. She is amazing.
She is truly amazing.
She played super good. So thank you to Ann Arbor Derek for joining me in the booth for this match.
You're welcome,
Your
Lonnie.
insight was priceless. And we have got some other matches still going on in the room, but our next match at 2 o'clock Eastern time zone in a half hour will be the winner of Sarah Roca and Jude Myers versus Brittany Bryant. So it looks as though Sarah is currently up 6-3. Let's refresh that just to be sure. Let's refresh that just to see if we're right on the live score. We'll check it out real quick while they're doing it. Sarah
Are these
Roca,
all the score? All of them here?
yeah, this is what's going on in the room.
Here.
So, yeah, Betsy is 4-4 with Emily Chang at the moment. That's Derek's partner. Sarah Roca and June Myers are 6-3. Sandy Chang and Rachel Lang. Lang is up 5-2. Sakura Murumatsu is up 7-3 over the Mad Hatter Susan Mello. Susan Williams is on the hill over Brianna Miller, 7-3. Dawn Fox is up 6-3 on Houseman. Sarah Miller and Maite Ropero are at 5. That's a pretty good tight match going on. That's actually the table in the top of your view there. Amanda Mann and Lisa Cassette. Mann is up 4-2. Donna Selman is up 5-3 over Tara Connor. Kia Burwell is on the hill 7-5 over Tina Lethal Larson. Stephanie Mitchell is 7-4 over Julie Madliner. May have just completed. Shanna Lewis is up 4-3 over Kapow. Caroline Powell and Billy Billing and Chanel Lorraine are tied at 3s. So it looks as though there is quite a lot of action going on in the room. I'll let you guys, if you want, let's see. Let's pull over here. I'll let you guys watch the Maite Ropero, Sarah Miller match up. We also have Dawn Fox in the top left of your screen against Kim Houseman. And it looks as though Dawn Hopkins just defeated Crystal DePelsmaker. Sarah Roca is on 6-3 over June Myers, and she's in the right-hand view. There are quite a few other matches. You can also see Kia and Tina Larson battling out there in the middle. There's a pole in between that camera view, so not a lot to look at. As far that, I mean, I could drag it around the room, but here you get 4 or 5 tables. So, so anytime you guys are in the stream, please make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. We appreciate that. My name is Lonnie Fox Raymond. We're going to play some background music for you guys, and I'm going to take a quick break to get reset for the next matchup. If it all goes as it is going at the moment, right now Sarah Roca is currently up 6-3 over June. Our next match, depending on this situation there, is very likely to be Sarah Roca versus Brittany Bryant, the Canadian champion. So stay tuned and enjoy the show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lonnie Fox Raymond. I am going to have to reboot the stream, so I apologize for those of you guys who are tuning in watching this match. It is 6-6. I do believe Sarah may be live streaming, or Maite may be live streaming this, so if you go to some of her socials, you may be able to find it. But in the process of that, I need to reboot to get set for the 2 o'clock round. I have some great special guest commentary for you guys. It'll be Frank Mialetti from PA Pro-Am Pool and Miss Allison Fisher, the Duchess of Doom. So they will be in the booth to do commentary. I apologize that I do have to reboot the stream. So you guys, if you're interested in finishing out this match, you can watch it from Digital Pool, from the live scores, or you can locate Maite Ropero on her social media because I'm pretty sure she's live there. So you guys, this is Lonnie Fox Raymond, and you're watching the WPBA Billiards on YouTube.